Okay, so we're at my workshop here. As you can see, I have my Charvette model 270. This is a very rare guitar actually, especially in this finish right here. As you can see, there's a few little problems with this guitar. We have a missing a little, trying to get the camera focusing here. I'm missing a little block in there. Also, we gotta, clean this up a little bit. Take a look on the electronics. See if everything is working properly. This one feels a little bit wobbly, so I think this one will need to be replaced. I got a lot of tools, spare parts right here, so I'm pretty sure that I can find something, that is kind of like working out for me and this specific guitar. So first of all, I think we're gonna go ahead and take off the strings and take a look on the back. So what I got here is actually, I need to find an Allen key that fits this nut right here. This one is a little bit loose, but I think this one can actually work. I just want to take these ones away just to see that it's all in working condition here. I don't know anything about this guitar actually, so from what I can see actually, there's not very, this, I don't think this has been taken away very much, because there's no, kind of like, seems like it haven't had new strings for a very long time actually, so seems like it's working pretty damn good, I must say. So I'm about to go ahead and take these ones away. Oh yeah, these ones is very good condition, very good shape, I must say. I'm surprised about how good condition everything seems to be in this guitar. I never seen a locking block, it doesn't really seem to be taken away yet, I don't think the strings have been changed on this guitar for a very long time actually, so for many times at all. And the tuners feels pretty damn good, I must say. I don't think this guitar is very much played actually, it doesn't seem like it anyway. Everything feels, well, maybe not as new, but it's very good working condition actually. I'm gonna go ahead and change the camera angle a little bit here so we can get a closer look on all this kind of shit going on here. Now we have something interesting going on here. I'm not really sure about this. Just to get this one a little bit higher. Not sure about the lighting situation here. Let's go ahead and take away the whammy bar. I need to buy a new light for this lamp here, because this is kind of like not daylight. It's too little Kelvin here. Gotta be careful, this one hasn't been turned for many years, so I gotta, oh yeah, that's okay. Other one, oh yeah, that's working just perfect right there. All guitars, this can easily, if the screws get stuck in there, you can easily actually break the screws. This one, oh yeah, it's coming loose actually. And this one, yes, it's loose. And this one is already loose, the one with the old block in there. I'm gonna have to put on some lube on here Oh yeah, now once I know this working, actually taking away these old strings right here. Holy shit. Okay, I got a solution for everything here. Ta-da! Your history. There we go. Trying to get out this little piece right here. There we go. Oh no, it's not out yet. It's absolutely not out of there. Oh, anyway, I'll fix that later. Now, once the strings is taken away, we're actually going to be very careful here. Oops, something just came loose here. I don't know what that is. We're going to go ahead and take away the cover. Oh wow, this is tight fit in there. Oh yeah. Holy shit. Oh wow. This guitar has never been touched inside. Let me go ahead and show you this. This guitar has never ever been touched inside of here. This is all original wiring. I don't even believe anyone have soldering anything in there either. Wow, this is good. This is looking awesome actually. Yeah. Very, very awesome. So one more thing. These days, these guitars were actually made out of basswood and plywood. Yes, you heard it correctly, plywood. Now this guitar actually seems to be basswood, which is a good thing, because I never really liked the plywood guitars. We're gonna go ahead and take away the springs here, the tremolo springs, so we can easily pop out the bridge from here. Kind of like see what it's all about. So from what I can see, what's concerning me the most, as I'll be talking in the video about Floyd Roses and how you keep them in tune, I put a link up in this video right now. It's actually the knives here. This is what I call the knife edge, and these ones actually get worn out when people trying to adjust the height of the bridge with these ones on here, with these ones, and they are doing that with the bridge like this, with the strings on here and everything, and they don't loosen the tension on the bridge. So when they are turning these ones, the metal to metal right here, that will make this knife area right here flatten out, and that will cause the bridge not to float in its proper way anymore, because these ones are supposed to be as sharp as a knife basically, and when turning these screws with the tension on here, this knife area will actually be flat, so that the bridge will not float in a proper way anymore. That's the problem, and most people don't know this, but that's actually true. As far as I can see on this bridge right here, these knives seem to be in very good condition for being at least a 27-year-old guitar. So I'm actually very happy with this. So yeah, that's not an issue, I believe. However, as I can see on the bushings here, seems to be in good condition as well. So yeah, that's pretty much what it is actually. You can see the ground wiring right here. What else do we have here? I need to replace the volume pot actually. The switch, I would say, looks to be in good condition. I would say I'm gonna keep the switch actually. So since this is a humbucker guitar, I believe this is a 500K pot right there. I'm gonna take it away and have a look, just to make sure what is supposed to be in there. I don't believe it's a 250K. It must be a 500K. I'm really thinking so. Holy shit. This one is tight. Holy. If there at least was a screw, but that's not the case. Holy shit. Okay, I think I gotta do the old-fashioned way actually. I do not recommend anyone doing this. There's a special tool for taking away this kind of stuff right here. But if you know what you're doing, you don't want to mess up the color on the guitar, you can just go ahead and do it this way, and it works just fine as well. It's no problem. There's no problem. There's no problem. Oh yeah, it's coming loose more and more now. There we go. Oh, holy shit. The whole goddamn thing loose in here. Oh yeah, I thought I feel this one was a little bit loose. So yeah, that's not a problem. This happens every now and then actually. As you can see, it was such a tight fit that the whole goddamn thing came loose actually. That's not a problem. It happens every now and then actually. In normal case there's a lock-in screw on this one, but I couldn't see that in this case. So anyway, that's not a problem. Looks like I'm gonna be needing some tools here. Okay, so this is kind of like, this one has never been loose from here. Never ever. There we go. I'm sorry guys if you can't really see what's going on in here, but what I'm basically doing here, taking out the volume. Oh, that's a lot of washers in there. I think they came like this from the factory all the way from 1989 to 1991 when this guitar was discontinued actually. So yeah, now let's see what this is. Is it a 500K? I believe it should be a 500K. There's nothing on there. I think I would most likely need to measure this one up a little bit. Oh yeah, it's a 500K. 500K, oh yeah, surprisingly. Let's go ahead and turn on my soldering iron. Okay, so I'm gonna be beginning with finding a, let's go ahead and see if I can find a used one that is in good working condition. This is a 500 as well. Yeah, this is a 500 actually. Let's go ahead and see what more we have here. 500 feels nice and tight feeling. I think this is pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead with this one. And also, I think it's very suitable for this one right here. Yeah. That's what I'm going for. This one is just perfect, I believe. Yep, that's what it is. Okay, so I got my fume fan here. We're gonna go ahead and desolder this one right there. Putting the new one in. I need the ground as well. Seems like we have a little grounding problem right here. That's just as good as it can be actually. This one is very warm. Yeah. It should be in a working condition at least. I'm putting some washer in there just to see. Sorry guys if you can't see this, but I'm gonna tighten this one up off cam. And we're also going to go ahead and take a look on the output jack as well. I'm sorry guys if you can't see this. My workshop is kind of like very small, so the camera angle is a little bit messed up, but I'm just going to take a look in here and see if there's any problems in here. Holy shit, these screws were very long. There we go. I can't really see any problems here. The only problem that could be is actually that this one is a little bit loose. As far as I'm concerned, seems to be in working order. Yep. So let's go ahead and see if I can find another nut here, so I can get this one a little bit further out. Okay, so what I did here is actually I changed the volume knob right there, so I think that will be in working condition. This one is tight and nice feeling in there. Also, what I did, I put this one a little bit further in, so you can see that there's not much sticking out of there, and I hope this one is in working condition as well. What are we going to do now is take a look on the bridge and see what we can do there. Before we put back the bridge on the guitar actually. And also what we are going to do, we are going to clean this fretboard. You can see all the gunk from the previous owner probably, we're going to clean this one up, and we're going to use some oil on the fretboard. But first of all, we're actually going to polish the frets here. We're going to clean the fretboard, polish the frets, and then put on some oil on here, possibly. We'll have to see how clean it will be after I clean it up, and see. Maybe I maybe I will not oil the fretboard. We'll have to see. So yeah, now it's cleaning fretboard. What I'm gonna go ahead and start off with. Some people say this is harsh on the fretboard, but I've been doing it for 20 plus years. I'm actually using a little razor, just very carefully to scrap the dirt away. Oops. Let's see if I can get a good angle here. Just using this one and just very carefully taking away the gunk here. That's a lot of. And you gotta be very careful when doing this, because you don't want to scratch the fretboard. You just want to kind of like scrape like this, very carefully. This is very time consuming. This will probably take about 45 minutes or so, maybe about an hour to do all the fretboard. So I'm most likely going to continue doing this off camera, actually. And also, while you're doing this, of course, you're actually buffing the surface a little bit on the wood here. So if I'm going to use oil here, the oil actually will be sucked in the rosewood much more easy. And you see, I don't really harm the fretboard by doing this, because I don't have any pressure on here. I'm just, you know, kind of like scraping away the dirt. So yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and continue this all over the fretboard. So I'll be back in an hour or so. Well, in this video time, it's kind of like the next second. So yeah. So fretboard nice and clean, no more dirt on there, and it's kind of like a little bit buffed up. So it will look way better when I put some oil on there. I discovered some problems though. The frets needs to be something done with them. You can see that it's a little bit of wear, especially on the lower frets here. So I'm not really sure what I'm about to do here. I'm about to straighten out the neck. I'm about to put on some straight edge and see what it's all about, and use a fret rocker just to see if there is any bumps or anything. Most likely we are going to do a fret leveling process. Just take away a tiny little bit of material. So we're actually going to witness a fret leveling process on this guitar. That's what it looks like. I can see that probably from the factory they drilled a hole wrong or something like that. You can also see that someone have been screwing there on the... I'm wondering if this one is broken or if it seems to be working actually. So yeah. So let's go ahead and check with a straight edge here and see. Oh yeah, there's a little back bow on the neck actually. I'm a very special made, very thin. I'm gonna put it in right here. See if I can loosen the action. Oh yeah, I can turn this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and loosen it quite a lot actually, just to see what will happen. Oh no. Oh, that's it. So when putting light from behind here, I can see from this side where it's shining through. And that's how I can tell if the neck is totally flat. I can tell by now that it's a little bit positive bow, so I need to tighten this one up a little bit. Oh yeah, I think I'm almost satisfied with that actually. The neck is straight now. Yes, the neck is perfectly straight. Now, let's go ahead and gonna go ahead and take my little fret rocker here and check the frets, some of the frets. No rocking there, no rocking there, no rocking, no rocking, no rocking. Holy shit. This is perfect. No rocking. No rocking. The problem is I still need to level the frets because I have some dents in these ones right here in the frets here. So I'm gonna be taping off the fretboard here, and we are actually going to do a fret leveling process, just a simple one. We're not going to take away a lot of material, I hope. And we also have to lower these pickups here, if it's possible, that is. Oops, I need a... Holy shit. Oh yeah. This is wood mounting pickup, so you gotta be a little bit careful so you don't mess this shit up here. Yes. So now what I'm going to be dealing with here is actually, now when the neck is perfectly straight, we're going to tape off these fretboards. So there we go. I masked off all the fretboard, as you can see, probably. So now what? I can tell you that now it's time for using I'm gonna use my sanding beam that I'm used for Gibson Les Pauls and Explorers and that kind of stuff. This one is just perfect on there. So now we need to put on some marker, black marker on the frets. We're using this pen right here that's looking like this, and put on some, just gonna go ahead and put on some black marker on here. Just like so. There we go. All marked up here, and next step is actually to take this sanding beam. I'm thinking the sandpaper is still good to go. Okay, so what I'm about to go ahead and do, it's time for the sanding beam, and I'm just putting it on here, just like so. Now this is metal, and this weighs quite a lot actually, so I'm not going to put any force on here. I'm just going to let this sanding beam doing its job, and I'm just gonna do a few strokes here. There we go. Now it's important to take a look on where it has been taking off material. So as far as you can see here, you can see that it's quite a lot spots that's not really have been taking off any material. Right here, for example, this looks pretty good. You can see the dents here, and also a major dent right here. So this is pretty much why I need to level the frets, because I need to take these down a little bit, and there's quite a lot of fret material left here, so I don't need to replace the frets actually. I can do a fret leveling here without the problem. So I'm about to do some more strokes here, just to see what difference it actually will make. A little inspection. There's some areas it's taking off some material. It's starting to come off just a tiny little bit on the first fret here. I think I need to go do a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so from what I can see here, it's starting to looking quite good actually. So what I'm looking to do is actually this fret and this one is actually quite a lot leveled now. There's some frets that also remember that the last fret here don't need to be taken off any material if that's the case, because there's no fret after this one that can make a fret buzz. So however, you would like to have all the frets perfectly in level. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do some more. And this is a 2000 grit sandpaper, by the way. There we go. So what do we have here? I would say that I would be pretty happy with this result right here. I have some frets here that is taking off quite a lot of material, and these frets right here is actually, they are in level now. I say that. The only problem is it didn't take away too much material of the first fret here, so what I need to do is actually trying to re-crowning away the dents in these frets, two frets right here. So this is looking actually pretty good. You can see that even though it doesn't really looks like it's any material taking off here, that's not the case. It's actually taking away some tiny little bit of material here. It doesn't need to be any more than that. So also have a little worry in this area right here. So maybe I need to go in with my smaller sanding beam and take a little bit of these frets right here. Other than that, it looks pretty good, I must say. I'm going to try to actually re-crowning away most of these dents right here. So yeah, this is my shorter sanding beam that I'm gonna be using just a tiny little bit on these frets right here, because as long as I you know, there's not a problem to level the frets in two parts, so to speak. Well, you would most likely not level these ones and then these ones, well, these ones and then these ones. You would most likely level all the frets like this that I just done, but later on, if you see any problems here, you can actually go in with these frets right here and do them kind of like just a tiny little bit like this. That shouldn't be a problem. I'm absolutely happy with this. This is looking great right here. So now we can see, I don't know if you can see that, but now you can see that the black marker I put on here is gone on all these frets, and these frets are perfectly in level now. You can also see these frets on here, they are perfectly in level. There's no marker on here anywhere. This is just the first fret. This is just the first fret over here that is kind of like bugging me a little bit, but hey, that's okay. So this is the fret right here that I'm having the most problem with. There's some dents in the you know, a little dents in here. So what I will do, put on some more marker on here, course the fret leveling actually took away a little bit. So I'm gonna take my all-time favorite file right here and trying to recrowning. Well, I'm going to. I've done this a couple of thousand times until now, so just doing the old-fashioned way like they did in the, you know, kind of like the 70s and 60s and all that kind of stuff, and a lot of people doing this still today. Putting back the crown, recrowning the fret like this. This is pretty much crowned anyway, but I want to crown it a little bit more to get rid of this small dents that I have in on the frets. I can actually see that it's getting a lot better, so this is working just the way I was hoping for. I can only see some tiny little dents on there now, and I guess that will have to do it actually. I don't know how well you can see this, but this is perfect. There's still some tiny little dents on there, but you know, I can't do anything about it. Maybe this guitar needs a refret in the future, but for now this seems pretty good actually. Remember now to not put any force on the file, let the file do the job for you, and that's the way it has to be. So I'm gonna need to do all the frets like this, so I'm putting on black marker again just to be able to see when the fret is recrowned again. So I will do it in a rough angle and I will flatten it out both sides. So I have tutorials on YouTube about how to do this. I'm starting in an angle like this on both sides like this. Then I'm flattening it out a little bit like this and doing some more. And then I'm flattening it out a little bit more. But I cannot put the files flat on there because I already leveled the fret, so that will make this fret a little lower than the other ones. So I'm only looking for having a tiny little strip in the middle here with black marker, then I know that the fret is recrowned again. So in this case I'm starting in this angle right here. Not a lot of force on the file, just let the file do the job for you. This is also a fret where I had quite a few dents in there. So I'll try to recrowning away the dents as much as possible. And that's what I'm doing right now. Yes, I can't get it any better than this. It's still some tiny little dents in here, but this is looking pretty awesome, I must say. I'm gonna keep doing this off camera. This is probably gonna take roughly an hour or so to do all these frets. Then we got the we gotta polish the frets. We're looking at another 30-45 minutes. So I'll be back when I recrowned all the frets. Okay, so I recrowned all the frets. It's looking pretty good. Still some few tiny little dents in here. I don't think I can feel it with my hands. Well, a little bit maybe. Tiny little bit. So I need to go with this actually. So it's looking pretty good. So now what? Now I need to polish the frets. I'm gonna go with I'd say 600 grit sandpaper, and then I'm gonna go even higher to 1000 and 1200 grit, I believe. So yeah. Now when using the file like this on the frets, that means all the dents, you know, the scratches that the file makes are done in this direction. That means with the sandpaper that I have right here, I cannot go in this direction as well, because that will not take away the scratches. I need to go this direction. So I'm doing it pretty much the same way as most other guitar techs do. I'm just taking this is 1000 grits right here. So taking an inspection here, I can see that the frets looks pretty damn good, I must say. So I think it's time for, I'm gonna try to polish a couple of frets with a polish paste and see if it's enough. So that's actually what I'm about to go ahead and do right now. Holy. I actually think I'm quite happy with this. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and finish off the rest off camera here. Wow, this is looking absolutely perfect, I must say. Check it out, huh? That is totally awesome. Wow, what a difference. Holy shit. I would consider this one of the very best and finest fret polishers in the world, actually. This is so awesome right there. Only problem I have actually is a small tiny little dent over here and one actually over there. I didn't manage to get them away, but I think I'm good to go for now. This is good for now, I think. So yeah. So what we're about to go ahead and do now is actually put the guitar away for a little while and take a look on that bridge and see if we can make it look a little bit better and see what's going on. So what we got here is basically this bridge here. It's pretty, you know, it needs to be cleaned actually. Also, there was a little bit of the string here and this one that I couldn't get out, so we're gonna need to open this one up all the way to get this block out of here. Oops. This tiny little block right there. and here's the little piece of string right there. So these blocks is actually the blocks that's blocking the string in here. So it's missing a little block right there. I can see there's a little piece of block in there. Not really sure how to get it out though, but I'll try and see how I can manage to get this little block out of there. Maybe with a tiny little screwdriver or something like that. I think it's actually jammed in there. So what I could do is try to erase this one as much as possible. Try to get underneath, under the saddle actually, and try to force it to go up. Holy shit. Holy. This is not going to be an easy task. I would not like to take away the saddle, because that will mess up the intonation, and these bridges are a pain in the ass to intonate. So I would most likely want to try to stay away from that. And bam, here we go. Come on now. No, no, no. Do not get back in there. No. There we go. That's his little it's broken actually, so yeah. Finally I get it out at least. So now we can see there is nothing in there. So the other block seems to be fine actually. I'm gonna go ahead and open all of them up. I think I did anyway, but I'm gonna go ahead and open them up and see if everything is the way it should be. Yeah. So let's go ahead and see. I have a lot of parts in here. I got some Floyd saddles. So let me go ahead and see if I have only the blocks. I'm not really sure about that. I think I'm most likely gonna be looking right here. Thinking maybe these blocks will fit from these saddles. So that's what I'm aiming for. So I always have a bunch of spare parts since I've been dealing with guitars for probably the last 25 years or so. I'm kind of like, I have a lot of spare parts actually, so I'm thinking of looking at these and see what they look like, if they are something the same as the one that was in here. I'm thinking about taking one of these blocks out of here actually, to see if they are the same or something similar at least. There we go. Come on. It doesn't want to get out of there. Come on now. There we go. So the problem we have here, I don't know if you can see that, but the problem I'm having here is that these blocks are not the same. as you can see, I don't know how well you can see this. These are my new block, and this is the block that was in there. These are not exactly the same, so I'm thinking, I'm not really sure how to solve this problem. I'm sorry about the yellowish light here. I will change my light bulb as soon as possible. I also have these low profile saddles. I don't know about the blocks in these ones, if they are anyway even near. Oops, there we go. Oh yeah, these ones are also a little bit different. I'm not sure how to solve this problem. As I can see the problem here. The problem is that the saddles are not exactly the same. They are the same width, they are constructed in the same way, pretty much the same saddles, but there's something a little bit different, and I'm not very sure how to solve that problem. Not very sure how to solve that little problem right here. So we're back to the guitar here. I took away the sticker from the pickup. I'm not gonna bother with oiling this fretboard because, you know, since I buffed it up a little bit, it's looking pretty damn good, I must say. So I'm not gonna bother about that. I cleaned off the headstock a little bit. It looks pretty much like new, actually. So what I'm about to go ahead and do now is we're gonna go ahead and take a look what I did on the bridge. So here I got the bridge right here. So what I did, I cleaned up the saddles a little bit. I put some lubrication on there so that they are moving the way you should do. Some of the saddle was pretty much stuck, you know, so yeah. Anyway, I had a problem with, you know, the tremolo kind of like not making enough contact, so I changed this part right here, this part right here, and this part right here. So now I have a brand new whammy bar with a plastic bushing on there. I don't know how well you can see the plastic bushing on there that goes into this little piece here. When I tighten this one up like so, you can see it's solid. Yeah, so that's what I did actually. So yeah, so I'm pretty confident now about putting this one in the guitar actually. Seems like it's fitting just perfect in there. So now this is a little bit of a hassle to get the strings on here and get the tremolo springs on the back. So we're gonna start with the tremolo springs, and we're gonna find something to fit under here so that the bridge stay in a 90-degree angle like this. So I'm gonna get back when I found something that will hold the bridge in its place. So the bridge is in its place, and I put some foam under the springs. You hear? They're not making any noise anymore. So if you're curious about what it sounds like without foam under here or anything, you can just go ahead and type in YouTube and search for tremolo spring noise, and you will see all about how taking the noise away. This will not make any noise anymore, however, yeah. Also right here I found a piece of wood that I carefully put under here not to scratch the finish, so that I got a bridge It's not 100% perfect, but it's pretty much perfect. I put it under there, under the frame, so that the screws here are not under tension. So as you can see, the screws are actually free. I don't know if I can get all the guitar in frame here, but I will try my very best actually. As usual, I'm using these type of strings right here, GHS Boomers. This is my all-time favorite strings. I'm only using these ones. Now, I usually buy these in packs of 10 or 20s at the same time. So, I really noticed right now that it's time to buy some new ones. This is a 9s to 46 right there. You can actually use a 9s to 42 as well. I mean, I just like the heavier gauge on the bass tones. So there we go. It's always cool to have a string winder as well. Now, this is a critical moment for me because I hate stringing these type of bridges actually. I really hate this. And I want to make sure there's enough room to put in the strings in here. Yep. I think I'm pretty much good to go with that. So we're starting with 9. We're starting with 9. Now, putting this one in here, it's not a very critical thing, but I want to get it to stay in there as well. And that's when I do not like these bridges. I need to tighten this one very hard, like so. And up here you can see a goddamn thing I'm doing. You cannot see a goddamn thing I'm doing here. However, I'm taking away this little thing here. That's one. That's the 11. Real hoping I didn't forget anything now. But I don't think so. I'm a professional, you know. Okay, so let's see here what we've got. Okay. There we go. That's this one. Now, that's the 16. I'm sorry if I did some few things off cam here. That's just because I needed to charge the battery for my camera, so, and I didn't want to waste any time, so I kept on doing some small things off camera actually, such as doing the foam for the tremolo springs and all that kind of shit going on back there. So yeah, there we go. That's the 26 gauge. Let's see here. Yeah, it's long enough. I really hate these bridges. Holy shit. I really hate this. Well, as long as it works, it's fine, but if you're playing a gig every night, I mean, that means changing the strings every couple of days or so. I believe you need a good guitar tech for doing that kind of shit going on. If you're constantly on tour, I mean. This is the 36 gauge right there. Let me see here. I'm cutting this one away first. Whoops. Like so. Putting it in there. Some new fresh strings. I'm curious about the sound of this guitar because these guitars sounds awesome. It's an awesome sound in these guitars. Oh yeah, I think that's enough. There we go. Now 46 gauge. I really hate these bridges, I really do. Holy shit, I just did what I was not supposed to do. I need a magnet. For fuck's sakes. Holy shit. I think we're screwed. I think we're screwed. Holy shit. I need a magnet. There we go. Okay. Maybe this will work. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Maybe, maybe not. There we go. Okay, so now I got all the strings here. Throwing this garbage away. Like so. So now it's a combination in between having exactly let's say I'm tuning, having the right tuning in the guitar, at the same time having the bridge 90-degree flat to the guitar body. You have to compensate with the tremolo springs on the back to get everything working, and this is, I do not like this. I mean, for you guys that are doing this every now and then, yeah, maybe this is an easy task for you. And of course, I can do it as well, but I do not like it, actually. I do not like this. I do not like this. I really hate these bridges. Only reason I'm doing this is because I want to have a guitar like this. You know, I've been looking for a guitar like this for such a long time, so that's the only reason I'm doing this. So now let's move up a little bit. Okay, so now what we should do is actually these ones are going to be locked anyway, so I don't need to turn these ones a lot of times in here, a lot of turns. So, but anyway, I like to do some turns anyway, because I think it's always a good thing. So it's just kind of like lock-in tuners or something like that. So I'm sorry if you can't really see this, but I'm trying like this first of all. Ouch! My finger in the way. tuning it just a tiny little bit. Taking the next one, like so. Holy shit. A couple of times in there. Now, I do not really know about the height of the bridge, but we will deal with that later. And that is also a hustle, I tell you that. It's a hustle to get around, and I really hate it actually. I really hate it. Holy shit. That's a few turns right there. Okay, I'm satisfied with that. I'm taking another one. Taking the other one. Dealing with this. I really hate these Floyd bridges. You know, I'm not a fan of these bridges actually. I'm kind of like, I hate these bridges a little bit. But as long as it works, it's fun. And this is such a beautiful guitar as well. So I think this will be a great guitar in my collection actually. So I'm happy about this. I mean, it was a super great deal, nice price, everything was right. It just felt right when I bought this guitar. Even the previous owner felt just about the owner you want the guitar to have if you're buying a guitar. I mean, he had it for pretty much, you know, not all his life, but you know, for a very long time. So that's the kind of person you want to make deals with, that's for sure. That's for sure. Now let's go ahead and see how this will work. It's been a few years since I deal with this thing, so I really hope it's going to end up well. There we go. Okay, so there's not a lot of... Well, the bridge is actually floating now. As you can see, the bridge is floating by itself. So that's a good thing. So far so good. Now we need the right tone, we need the right tuning here on the strings, and that's the hard part. So let me go ahead and plug in the tuner actually. I'm sorry about the bad camera angle here. Now, where the hell is my tuner? I gotta go and get my tuner. Okay, so got my tuner here. This is maybe not very interesting for you to watch, but we got an F. Holy shit. Okay, the bridge is pretty much straightforward. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is actually put on the locks on here. No, I'm not gonna do that. First I'm gonna, you know, bend the strings like this so that they sit in place. That's one. So I think I might be okay now. I'm gonna go ahead and put back the truss rod cover. Believe it or not, the plastic on this cover is actually still there. So that's cool. Just put it back there. Trying to get the screws back as well. There we go. Also, gonna be putting back this right here cover. And this is so well done. I mean, look at the little, you can see there's some aluminum foil there, and this is very well shielded actually. So this is actually, I would say this is very much professional actually. And these guitars back in the days, these were really great guitars, and still to this day is actually great guitars. The Charvels, I mean, these are made by, these are made in, I believe the Jackson company actually was producing Charvel and Charvettes and all that kind of stuff. So this is pretty much like a Jackson soloist or something like that. I'm not really into the history of these guitars, but I know Jackson has something to do with these guitars. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, so this has been a very fun project actually, and I got a lot done on this guitar actually. I would say it's you know, it's not in mint condition, but not far away from mint condition, I must say, for being probably about 27 years old. There's a few minor dings here and there, but I tried to do as good, you know, repair slash setup slash you know, as possible actually. So I'm very happy with this guitar, and probably I'm gonna keep it for the rest of my life. Let's go ahead and take a closer look now exactly on what I did on my guitar actually. Okay, so this is the guitar, as you can see. What I did on this guitar, as you just seen in the video, I thought I'd go ahead and show you a little more close up with a better light here. I actually cleaned up and lubricate all the saddles here, because as you can see, the saddles has a there's actually kind of like a joint there, so this part is actually movable. And so I lubricated all these joints here so that this part moves just perfect, you know. So that meaning that when these are perfectly movable, I can adjust exactly the way I want on these fine tuners right here. Also what I did is I changed the holder for the whammy bar, because the one that was in there was actually very worn out, and the whammy bar was kind of like it was too worn out, so there was kind of like a millimeter kind of like not touching the material. But now you can see that it's responsive, very responsive actually, so that's a good thing. Also, I checked the pickup, and this is not the good pickup that it used to be in some Charvettes and some Charvel guitars actually. So yeah. Also, I lowered the string height. As you can see, the bridge is just a tiny little bit upwards. It should be probably something like that, but you know, I'm okay with that. I'm real okay with that. And I lowered the bridge to get a very low string action here to be able to play very fast. And also I did a fret leveling, as you just seen in this video. I also polished the frets, and you can see now, holy smokes, that is some shiny frets. And trust me, that's nothing compared to when I bought the guitar. These frets were in very poor condition when it comes to shininess and all that kind of shit going on. I leveled all the frets. I made a super awesome polish job on these frets. I took off all the dirt from the fretboard, as you've seen in the video, and I was just about to oil the fretboard, but when I'm looking at the fretboard, I see that, holy shit, this fretboard is in very good condition, so there is not going to be any oiling on this fretboard, that's for sure. Also, I adjusted the truss rod to get the perfect angle on the neck, and I cleaned up the headstock a little bit as well. Also, I found out that this guitar is made out of basswood. These Charvette guitars, especially the 270 model, was made out of between 1989 and 1991, as I remember it, plywood and basswood only. So this guitar is a guitar in a lower price range when it was brand new, and I know that the plywood guitars wasn't really good, but this is a basswood guitar, so this guitar is kind of like a little bit heavy instead. So this is very massive wood right here, so this is not plywood. So on the back here I put in a piece of kind of like foam in here, so that there is no noise from the tremolo springs. So this is a trick that you could do to get rid of the tremolo noise that coming through the strings. Yeah. Also, I changed the volume knob in here because the other one was actually broken, as you've seen in the video. That's pretty much what I've done actually. I'm not going to bother putting on the backplate here because I'm going to clean it up a little bit, and also I'm going to do this a little bit better. I'm actually going to put in some more foam in here, so I didn't put on the backplate yet. This is actually the original sticker right there for where the guitar is manufactured, and it's actually made in Japan, so this is some really great stuff we're looking at here. Yeah, that's what it is. We got the tuners. I put in a little Allen key there in its holder. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I know this video is long enough now, so let's go ahead and stop talking actually. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and this is a project video, so I'm sorry for it being very long. At least maybe you can get useful information about how I'm doing stuff. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I would be even more happy if you go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. In that way you stay updated about when I'm posting new videos and whatnot. So it's that would make me very happy actually. So yeah, until next time, take care now. Bye bye then.